Hello and welcome to another episode of the Never a Straight Answer podcast. The podcast aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm your host Gaz, and joining me in the studio, well, legend has it, he owns his own tiny little spaceship. It's a little two-seater. Beep 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 beep, yeah. How you doing, Taylor? It's my co-host, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, good evening everybody. Welcome
indeed.
Little BD Toll. Doing good.
Thank you very much for joining the show. Whether you're a new listener or a repeat offender,
keep repeating.
Welcome along. Got another fantastic episode of the show for you this week, as per usual. What more do you want? It's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh yeah, it's
every
like
week.
Christmas.
Christmas every week, isn't it? Episode 223.
Oh yes.
Wow, it's like I don't even realise how many that is. I can't even count that on my hands. It's too many.
I need to take my shoes and socks off.
Well, again, we do try and bring you the best topics, and I don't think this week disappoints. This week we're going to be talking about terrified Peruvian village. That claims that it's gone under attack by 7 feet tall aliens. Dubbed the face peelers.
Yes.
This is an interesting story. We're going to be going into it at length on the show a bit later on. Authorities, had to send backup. We'll be getting into it.
Yeah, we will.
It's actually not that long ago. It's like, when did this happen? A couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago, and it's continuing to this day now.
Well, there you go. We'll be looking into what's been going on in a Peruvian village a bit later on in the show.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. We've got so much to go into tonight. It has been such a weird couple of weeks. There's a lot of mad stuff going on in the world at the minute again.
As per usual. But it was a nice day today, though. At least we got a bit of sun, even though summer's over now.
Technically summer's over.
Yeah, I believe it was over the other day.
Well, we're in September now, aren't we? I mean, it's the 3rd of September.
Yeah.
So we'll be like autumn and Halloween and Christmas before we know it.
Oh, fuck
well, I know. Yeah.
Selling all that shit now. That's the next thing we're going to see.
Because in fact, it's only a little kind of bit information, but there's like a new TV channel opening up on at the end of this month. In fact, no, the 7th of this month on UK TV, terrestrial TV, a free channel. Yeah. All Christmas movies.
Oh, no.
All the time, 24-hour rolling Christmas movies. That starts in September. Yeah. And goes on until January. Yeah.
So it's only a limited time.
It's a limited channel, but at the end of the day, that's 3 months of Christmas.
Before Christmas.
Before even Christmas kicks off. So, is it too much? I don't know. I think it might be a little bit too much. Most people love Christmas, but is it just kind of killing it off?
Well, yeah, because you're getting it earlier now.
Way too early.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see Christmas stuff now.
I can't even believe we're talking about it, but the 12 days of Christmas used to be like the guidelines to when, you put your tree up and all the rest of it. Yeah. 12 days before, 12 days after, done and done.
But I think it's definitely more commercialised now, and it's more for businesses than it is.
Well, they need to kind
people.
of start pushing the Christmas sales earlier, and they're trying to get people aware that Christmas is coming and that you need to kind of start preparing. Yeah. Well, thanks for that. If the kids aren't screaming what they want already, you know what I mean. Yeah. It's like summer's over, back to school. What do I want for Christmas? Right. Okay. That's typical kid, isn't it? That's all they've got to worry about.
Gimme.
Anyway. We've got an interesting show. Like I say, you said you've been just busy working and stuff this week.
And doing some pondering as well. To be honest,
pontificating.
Yeah, on
just kind of like pondering life, the mysteries of everything.
No, it was about 9/11, to be honest.
Oh right, okay.
It was about how.
Well, don't go too deep.
Because
we do need to move on. But
how it was considered. I consider now that the terrorists actually won. And the reason why is because
I say don't get too deep, but go for it. Where do I come to this conclusion? Yeah, exact jinx.
Say no more.
Right, go on.
Basically they wanted to disturb the money system, which the money system is disturbed big time. They wanted our freedoms, taken away, which considering
but most people would argue that was COVID that did that.
Oh no!
Most people argue nowadays that the reason why we're kind of like so
But this was all happening before COVID.
Oh, of course it was, yeah. Like, I was actually only talking about going through an airport, you know, pre 9/11, how easy it was, no drama. And now, like, all the restrictions, and just on that level.
And that's one of the things that they wanted to happen, and it's happened.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of different variables, I think. So, you know, like I said, this is a deep conversation, Taylor. This is not a beginning of the show type thing, but you know, but at the end of the day,
I was pondering.
He was pondering it. Maybe we should go into it a bit more into another show one day. But definitely, like, I do get where you're coming from in terms of like how, you know, a lot of kind of things have changed in the last 20 years, say 10 years, 15 years. Yeah,
it seems that those who were supposed to have lost actually won, but won underneath, you know.
Well, like Bob Dylan said, now who be the winner, or loser may later be the winner. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe. You never know. Yeah. And this is the thing, because you could argue, right, in the same vein, that, you know, there was a lot of kind of like, oh, well, like, you know, we won World War II, but did we? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's always going to be kind of like, you know, kind of thinking back on it and thinking what we could have done differently or what has changed since then because of that. But at the end of the day, it's like we've talked about how scientists from the from the German Nazi programs all end up becoming like US citizens and stuff like that, and affect the natural course of history.
Totally.
And then it's like, well, who won? Because they still got to do whatever they wanted to do. Exactly.
There was no real punishment at the end of the day.
So it's one of those, no matter what happens in history, we're always going to wonder what would have happened if they went the other way, or have they really won in hindsight? Do you know, these type of questions will always come up whenever a thing like that happens, like if there's a big war or a catastrophe. So you are right to ponder it, but I don't know. I think like there's a lot of different variables that kind of went along with it. I think in terms of kind of like the way the future's heading, it's a big self-fulfilling prophecy. We want this dystopian future, like, or we kind of like idolize it in movies and stuff that this is where we're heading. Mad Max. And it seems like we're trying to do it. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you like. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're going to be in barren waste water world or whatever. You know what I mean?
I totally agree with you on that one.
So you never know what's going to happen with life anyway. Anyway, moving on with the show, we've got lots to discuss tonight. Firstly, this episode is brought to you in part by Orange County CBD.
It certainly is.
The wellness supplement based in the UK.
It is.
It's excellent stuff, actually.
Really
and basically, it's Orange County is a wellness supplement brand based in the UK, which means it helps people with a varying conditions. It's basically it's not a cure-all, but it does help with inflammation, de-stressing, helping people get to sleep naturally. Orange County is the world's leading lab-tested CBD, world famous. In fact, CBD products, and you know, they include CBD oils, CBD gummies, CBD vapes, and skincare. All very good stuff.
All very good.
Even do like balms, like if you've got like joint pains or anything like that, you can rub it on as a balm.
That's mint.
So you don't have to take anything orally. It's more like a cream or like I say, skincare or something like that.
Because some people like different ways of.
Of course, exactly, about kind of using a product. I definitely check out the website if you were thinking about looking into CBD. You can go over to orangecountycbd.com. There'll be a link in the description. Orders over £25 get free delivery, and
well worth it.
Everyone who uses the code NASAPOD at the checkout will get 15% off as well.
Marvelous.
That's a massive percentage. I'm sure you'll agree. Go and check it out. There's a link in the description.
There is.
Whoopity-doo. Right, well, obligation fulfilled. I believe you've got a bit of a whittle for me today.
I have a bit of a riddle for
Jimmy
you.
Whittle.
Is it Jimmy Riddle?
Jimmy Whittle.
Yes.
Okay, Jimmy.
Just been.
I know. Just go and drain the lizard. Right, what's you? I'm kind of interested to see what riddle you've got for me this week. I'm sure you've put a lot of effort in and you know, tried to stump me.
I'm trying to stump you, but
with a mega riddle.
I'm hoping it to stump you because I need to gain the points.
He does need to gain some points.
I
think I'm being generous by saying it's 5-2 to me, but I think we might have
Yeah,
added a point on somewhere for Taylor in some respect.
Oh, no, I won the last one. No.
Yeah, no, you won the last one, but come on, right, okay, so you've got a riddle for me.
I have.
Right, I'm interested. Right, let's do this.
In your ears.
Okay.
Right. A girl falls off a 20-foot ladder. She doesn't hurt herself. How?
A girl falls off a 20-foot ladder.
Yeah.
But she doesn't hurt herself. How?
Yeah.
Is it she land on a mattress or something?
No.
No, okay. Is it something to do with where she lands?
I'm not specifying. I can't specify.
She falls off a 20-foot ladder. Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, you have to get your thinking cap on that one.
Oh God, might stump me. This one. A girl falls off a 20-foot ladder, but she doesn't hurt herself. Does she land? She hurts someone else. She lands on someone else.
No.
Okay. Right, we're gonna have to come back to this one, right?
Yeah.
So before the news, you can ask me again, and I will try and come up with the answer to that.
I certainly will.
He's come up with a tricky one today.
Well done.
Get
a point here.
He might get a point. We shall see.
I just hope you don't get it at the last fucking minute.
Well,
like you
girl
did
falls
the last
off
one.
a ladder, but does the 20-foot matter?
I'm not specifying.
Oh, you're a knob. Right, okay. All right, there's people shouting it out at home. But, we'll come back to it because we've got a really interesting episode tonight. And this week, like I say, we're going to be talking about an incident that's been going on in Peru over the last couple of weeks.
Since July.
So it's been going on for quite a while then. So it's been a couple of months.
It's been a couple of months now, yeah.
So basically, the headlines read, terrified Peruvian villagers claim they were under attack from 7 feet tall aliens.
Yes.
Which they've dubbed face peelers. Yeah.
Yes.
They've pleaded with authorities to help them and send backup.
Yeah, the Navy they wanted, didn't they? Straight away.
I mean, why the Navy? Are they coastal? Peru's an island. Is it Peru an island?
No.
So they've got landlocked.
Yeah,
why the Navy?
Because I think the Navy has more power over there and more, instead of the Army, the Navy.
Right, well, okay. Well, reports are saying members of the Ikitu tribe, I think I've pronounced that right, claim they've been sufferers of repeated attacks by aliens.
Yeah.
Right? So they've been calling for assistance to the Peruvian military and started to do their own night patrols.
Yeah.
To protect vulnerable villagers. So
that's right.
So come on, what's the story? I mean, we've been following this. You
know
a bit more about it than me. So what started this all off?
Well, in San Antonio, the village there, there was a 15-year-old girl who basically got kidnapped. So as the kidnappers were running away with the girl, the tribe leaders and men decided to, chase after him. So they've gone and chased after him. The girl got free, and these things were coming towards, to try and get her again as they were going towards the tribe. So the tribe stopped and started shooting and was saying like they are 7 foot, like Spider-Man, the Goblin, suits like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is interesting because, I mean, thinking about what we were talking about last week, about the giants and stuff like that, 7 feet tall, violent, trying to, steal kind of women and kids and vulnerable people. They were cannibals. Yeah. Interesting kind of like to kind of think that they might have some sort of connection in that way. But, like you say, according to the leaders of the tribe, a teenager narrowly escaped, but as a result, she basically cut her neck. Right?
Yeah, she has.
She's got some wounds from this attack. According to local media, members of the community are like now doing night patrols to protect women, children, and more vulnerable villagers. But obviously, the military aren't really doing very much, are they, at this point? you know, to the point that they've had to kind of start doing their own patrols and stuff. It's a bit kind of like, are they being taken serious or not? Because I know, well, obviously they're terrified about the whole situation. I don't think they know what they're dealing with, but like they believe they're aliens at the end of the day. Yeah,
it does sound like it.
So they've been dubbed Los Pelicras or whatever, which means face peelers.
Yes, which is an old legend round there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a long-lasting legend, and so they basically believe that it's more than that, but they believe that some of the villagers believe that it is the face peelers.
Right, okay. Well, the villagers have described the extraterrestrials as having large heads, yellowish eyes, said the mysterious figures are actually immune to their hunting weapons.
Yes, bulletproof.
Do you think they are bulletproof, or because I mean, what sort of weapons are they using?
Well, they're using local rifles, and they have to, have. They must be good aimers, because you'd have to, for survival there to actually know perfect shots.
So, I mean, this isn't something that's just like an isolated incident either. So the incidents have been occurring since the 11th of July, and the claims that they've attacked every single night in nearly a month since then. Yeah, right. Why is nobody kind of trying to prove this or be there to kind of witness it, or is any independent journalists or anybody going out there to try and find out what the hell's going on, get it on video or what?
This is kind of the freaky thing about it, that actually the journalists and the news outlets over there are taking it deadly seriously.
Well, this is it. One of the news outlets, Peruvian news outlet, basically quoted saying that they'd come face to face with one of the so-called aliens. So we have met almost face to face. He said the face is hardly visible, but he's seen the whole body floating at a height over 1 meter.
That's right.
So he's claiming that they've actually seen them levitating, floating. They've got a bigger stature than most humans. But again, with kind of like, you said that they kind of reminded you of like the Green Goblin from Spider-Man.
So that's supposedly
that's a prosthetic suit. In that movie, that guy is wearing a suit. Well, maybe, but it's rather that they're wearing this suit because they're not from this planet, and they're trying to scare us or trying to have interaction with us, or the humans, in a suit to make them look like extraterrestrials. Do you know what I mean? Now, who would be the best people to kind shit up? It'd be people from little villages who don't have a fucking clue, got primitive weapons, and you start getting these reports out. Oh, there's some mad stuff going on in these villages. I mean, like, I feel like that could be a possibility. Not saying it's not like, alien extraterrestrials, but it's like, I'm trying to think logically. I mean?
Well, that's why they wanted the Navy to come in. So the Navy did come in. They did a investigation.
They did, but it took them a 10-hour river trip to reach the community from Licuados City. Right? So a group of military have kind of attended. Authorities have sent them out, but like I say, it's taken them it takes 10 hours by river to get there. So obviously it's it's fend for yourself while they're trying to deal with it. But they definitely need support out there in the community.
Well, they do, but after they actually left, because they did actually leave the area after they did their conclusions or gathering of information and evidence.
Well, some more descriptions here, actually. So the reporter who came face to face with him, he also added that their shoes were round.
Which is red lights.
Which they use to float. So that again reminds me a bit Iron Man. Do you know, like that sort of using repulsor jets to be able to hover.
Oh, totally.
So it sounds more like technology than like anything else. It definitely sounds like these suits are more technological based than anything.
True. Now, saying that, I had a really good in-depth check on the developments of the suits of that kind of caliber of jetpacks and stuff like that, and there is no possible way that they will be able to perfectly hover, like an Iron Man. We are nowhere near that.
Well, this is the thing. Well, again, how do you know we're not nowhere near that development? Because remember, remember the Honda robot Osimo or whatever it was called. Yeah. Now, a couple of years ago, that was like the peak of robotics. Now I see things on the internet that like literally blow that away. Yeah. And how do we know what's actually... I mean, there's a lot of smarter minds out there who know exactly what they're working on. True. Yeah, right? And read all the journals and know exactly what's been kind of established and what's being created and where the technology's going and what it means for the future of that technology. But at the end of the day, they're gonna, have some idea about where we are, but then there's also going to be think tanks and military and government installations, like we've talked about. When it comes to governments, we want to be able to say, we want disclosure, we want to know what you're doing. But like when it comes to think tanks and other companies like SpaceX or whatever, they go, no, we've got patents, trademarks, so we can't show you because it's under disclosure. So we can't show you that because we're still developing it. Right?
Oh, yeah, of
so
course.
how the hell do we know what the hell's being developed if they're not prepared to show us what they're developing?
That is so true. It also, they can turn invisible as well. And that kind of capability, certain developments which won't be out, would have gone a little further. So we can do it now.
Yeah,
they do say we can do it now, but they haven't shown the equipment that is being used.
So
for that.
You mentioned it earlier. So some villages are describing the aliens as being like Pelascars, which is the strange being from folklore that feasts on human faces. So this is where they get the skin, the face rippers or whatever they're called.
They wear a cloak as well.
Well, this is the thing, because one article I was reading basically suggests that they wear hoodies. Yeah, like hooded cloaks, right? So it kind of, again, is this kind of like two different eyewitness accounts that don't really tally up, because you've got these technological suits that apparently are bulletproof and can fly and can do this, that, and the other, proper Iron Man in it up. And then you've got other reports of people in hoodies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of like makes me think, I don't know. It's very unclear. Obviously, the authorities find it very unclear as well, and they're trying to collaborate the this data with the villagers' claims, and if the government intends to deploy any military or not. But obviously, I think if it's been going on for a couple of months, then it's rather a neighbouring tribe, militia, or something trying to, put the fear of God in them.
Well, yeah. Well, the military have come up with a false conclusion. I believe it's a false conclusion. Even the village leader believes it's a false conclusion, which they're saying it's miners in the area.
Oh, right.
Miners I would have got away with done that kind of stuff.
Would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you pesky villagers.
Yeah. So the military are actually saying it's miners. More information's just come out stating that actually there is no mining going on anywhere within that area as well.
So what are they mining for? What's the area known for in terms of mining?
For gold and stuff like that.
Oh, so there is actually like
illegal mining. It's
some sort of like value in the area then.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we were looking into a couple of other conspiracies that have been picking up traction recently, and some of them do come down to real estate, people wanting to move people on to take the land and build on it and do whatever they want, make a few quid. So it could be something like that. According to the 2017 national census, there was around 1,350 people who identified as being members of the community. Right, so these are quite a big community, so for them to be kind of worried that these beings are
all
coming
in agreement as well, all in agreement. And it like I said, it was shockingly not to find out that the actual papers around there in the news were actually taking it as seriously as it seems to be, but now they seem to be a little bit back offish.
Okay.
On it a little bit now.
Yeah.
For some reason, because there's been quite a few developments over the last couple of months, and one of them is that the actual leaders come out and he's posted it on I believe YouTube. There are other ones as well, stating that the military didn't come up with the right conclusion. It's definitely not minors. We've dealt with that kind of stuff before. These were a lot different. Also, the leader has actually found out that the military are actually in that area now, and they're actually searching for something on the secret.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of two boys not far from the village had been hit by a UFO. They've been reported that they've been hit by a light from a UFO, and a lot now, very much pictures of supposed aliens, bright, like sunlight, walking through the forests near people's houses and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. So it seems to be developing. I don't know if a lot of hoaxers are trying to get in on it, or
well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's like if you get a few kind of people who get on the back of it and think, oh, do you know what? Actually, we could have some fun with this.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we could earn a bit of cash out of it, or whatever.
Or like you say, move people out of an area you want clearing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 1,000 people doesn't sound like it sounds like a lot of people, but it's not really. Like, it's 1,500 people.
Yeah,
like, you know, that's quite an easy.
It's quite small village as well, so it has to. It's targeted.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? I do think that they need to send people in there to try and get to the bottom of it. Maybe capture one of these people. Maybe. I mean, at the end of the day, the village should be trying to attempt to capture one, just so they can kind of like get to the bottom of who it is, what they're doing, why. They're targeting this specific village.
I think they are trying to, but with like obviously from a small bit of technology of a village to someone or some things that have got immense technology. Yeah, it's going to be hard. You know what I mean? Bulletproof. You can't shoot him, so you can't grab him off. How are you going to catch him? You know what I mean? It's one of them, and also. Not that long ago as well, about 2 weeks ago, a guy was actually found in the river with his face ripped off.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So that is actually kind of... Again, though, I mean, it's like the rumours that this is going round and they're saying it sounds like this. Yeah. So, you know, it's a perfect opportunity for anybody who wanted to go out and cause some harm, because the deflecting the blame... away from them, because is this monster on the loose? Yeah, do you know what I mean? This is the thing with these sort of hysteria. We've covered mass hysteria and stuff in the past with the Salem witch trials and a few other all these kind of things that happen where it's a small knit community, and panic and hysteria starts, and then all of a sudden everybody's convinced that the worst possible scenario is what's going on. So, like with the Salem witch trials, it was like, oh, we need to burn all these witches. Everybody starts getting on board with it. Yeah, exactly. Everyone gets on board with it, right? Yeah. So
with no evidence.
With no evidence. So, like, all of a sudden, this flap starts happening in the village, and people are on it like, oh, there's a monster on the loose. Yeah. Yeah. Well, when bodies do start turning up with no faces, like, automatically, it's nobody in the village, it's the monster. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, again, I think, like, these kind of hysterical moments in history where a community's latched onto this type of fucking phobia, it's never ended well. Yeah, like, and I feel like when they get down to the bottom of it, they'll find that a significant number of these attacks were probably done by villagers. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I kind of believe the villagers, to be honest.
Well, no, I'm not saying that I don't, but what I'm getting at is it opens it up
It does.
So if the original incident's legit, then that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's like once others think copycats or people trying to deflect blame, they think they can get away with something because they've basically got a cover story. It wasn't me, it was the monster. Do you know what I mean?
True, but another little fact that not a lot of people know is when the face was ripped off of the man, it was done in a kind of surgically way that reminds about from the 70s onwards of cattle mutilation.
Oh, right, okay. Because it is interesting, the idea that the girl who...
first got kidnapped.
Yeah, she kind of had like she was lacerated on the neck.
Yeah, she couldn't speak for hours.
You know, obviously, I was thinking that must have been quite a sharp instrument she was cut with to get such a cut.
Or claw kind of thing.
That's exactly what I was thinking about, claws. But like to have that in a such a struggle, it is a weird one.
It is, but the area has been known for phenomena. UFOs, like hauntings, abductions as well, and the thing more than anything that a government does not want to talk about, that we'll try and avoid with everything they've got, is the abductions that go on. This is and there's quite a lot of abductions that go on in these areas. And it is quite like you said, it's hard to get to these areas. So the emergency services can't get there quick enough before whatever incident's going to happen will have happened. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. I like to see what's going to come out in the next couple of months, and also if the military change their mind, because if they're saying it's just miners out there, well, one, you haven't got a mind, for one. Two, like, why are you secretly looking in the area and not helping the villagers, or even setting up their own traps to actually catch these so-called miners?
Exactly.
Actually going into the village. Don't leave it up to the villagers, but the village leader is saying that, like, they've just said that it's miners and just left us basically and gone like, right, that's it, case closed.
Yeah. I think, like, what were they called? The face what?
The face peelers.
Face peelers. I think, like, the idea that, like, there is a myth or a legend of face peeling. Already.
But there's a load of legends around that area, and that's where I think some of this phenomenon has been getting through, you know, like UFOs, or like they've seen like a wolfman or something like that, or a person with a cloak or hooded, or even aliens. Well, look at all the pictures that are coming.
Well, what do you think?
I personally think that the government, listen, see, in that area of the world, they're actually really good on giving the information out about UFOs and aliens and stuff like that. There's a certain ones on, like, aliens that they haven't, but there's a lot that they will throw through. They want to be open as a book. In fact, Peru is one of the best countries for it. Personally, myself, I'd say the top to getting information on UFOs and that. And there's a lot of activity around that country, and especially over the centuries that, like, you know, these tribes, different tribes have seen. Although I've just thought then, like, there's no real evidence over them that time, apart from supposed these photos and that. There's no real evidence has actually come forward and gone, well, here, I got, you know, a bit of its blood, or, you know, I took a picture of the UFO.
Well, there's actually an account I found here, eyewitness account of a Peruvian from a Peruvian tribe that was the footage was released by the Brazilian government.
Yeah.
A light shone on her from a UFO, and she felt like she was being blinded and got dizzy. She felt that her eyes were being pulled out.
Oh.
Other witnesses have said that after that, the event, they felt like their face was swollen and her eyes was... the same woman. Her face was all swollen and her eyes were blood red.
I'd say that was radiation.
Maybe, but she's absolutely trying to pull her eyes out or something. Wow.
That's a big thing with UFOs as well. If you do get in contact with UFOs and you're close enough to it, especially if it's floating, then the radiation will hit you at a point. I haven't heard any case where there's been no radiation.
Somebody told me. Oh yeah, that's it. In Peru, they eat guinea pigs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But here could be an explanation for it.
Okay.
The aliens just want to give us all facial cleansing.
What, a bit of a facelift, literally.
Chemical peel. Yeah. Using chemical peel is a technique to improve the skin's texture.
Or just get rid of it completely.
Maybe they're not trying to peel our skins off. Maybe they're trying to give us an exfoliation.
Yeah, why do you need a face? You don't need a face.
Need a facial. We don't use faces.
You just need muscles and shit around it. That's it.
We ain't got no faces.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting topic. I think like the fact that it's still going on is something that we're going to carry on looking over.
If there's any big things with it, I'll be definitely...
I'm interested. I mean, like I say, there is a couple of videos that are circulating. I'll try and post some of those on social over the next couple of days. Face peelers. I was trying to find some information about the legend.
All right.
And there doesn't seem to be very much about.
No, well, don't forget, these are people who, are private. And they also, they've got it's kind of like their own religion, you know what I mean? So on their beliefs, they don't need to be going around and telling other people about their beliefs because of stuff like this that could happen, you know what I mean?
Well, face peelers appeared in the 2012 movie called Cabin in the Woods, where he was a rotten man wearing a morning vest and pants, but also is peeling his own face. Hence the name Face Peeler, but also can be seen in the elevator scene in that film as well. Yeah. This is it. There doesn't seem to be very much information about the legend of face peeling.
No.
You do a search and you just get John Peel. Do you know what I mean?
See?
But obviously it's something that we're going to keep an eye on. Try and find about a bit more information about the legend and stuff like that.
Also, to put clarification to it as well, that the actual village leader, his actual words were that they were extraterrestrials. Not anything else, but extraterrestrials. And everyone in the village agreed to it. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they
basically
like said that it was something off this planet. There was something other than from this world. So, I don't know what... Maybe they have gone in, maybe they are kind of investigating it, but they're just not telling people. It's not gone public yet.
It's kind of funny, isn't it, really? It's kind of funny as well, I find, that it's not long after we had the Congress on UFOs and aliens.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This has happened near enough straight away after it.
I know you don't go attacking New York straight away, though, do you? Do you know what I mean? It's like get a few little stories out there, and all of a sudden,
I have heard of some stories in like Brazil and around them regions about ships attacking villages. So it's one of them things. I believe that there's possibly something very important around there. If it is aliens, there's something very important around that area
that they're trying to clear the area to get
possibly,
to. Maybe.
There has to be some kind of reason.
Well, again, it's like, why do it? Right, all right then. Well, I'll close the topic off, with a question, right?
All right.
Why do we go to other planets? Go on.
To expand.
To
expand our matter.
To expand and also get natural resources, right? Yeah.
That is.
So at the end of the day, right, we have all these conspiracies that link aliens to gold and like they wanted the gold or they mined gold here or we were a product of kind of like a race that was made to mine gold.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation, there's always a bit of the precious metal involved, right?
Yeah.
So
there's always some element.
I mean, why would another species travel all this way if they weren't like after something? The whole reason why we've just landed back on the moon is to try and find natural resources. That's why we've gone there. That's why there's such a big.
The reason.
Pretty much, they're trying to find water on the moon. That's a natural resource.
Trying to find treasures on meteorites as well.
So at the end of the day, they're trying to, the reason why they're going to mine a comet, is because they need they want the resources, right? So it stands to reason that any other species traveling out of their own planet would be after the same thing, to colonize and to bring back spices. That's it.
Okay.
That's what we always did in boats. Right,
that's true.
Go to the next land, plunder, set the stuff, come back and go, look what I got.
We were quite successful in it, actually, as a country.
In fact, it's funny, actually, because I'm talking to a lot of people on TikTok from, like, all over the fair globe.
Yeah.
And, in terms of, like, the Commonwealth and the British Empire.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we don't call it the British Empire anymore, but it's shocking when people go, oh, we still have to, do the Queen or the King thing.
Oh yeah.
Canada, Australia, and it's weird. Yeah, it's like although we don't have we have an empire, we've kind of still got an empire.
We've still got a monarchy. That's the thing, and it's tradition through the monarchy.
One of the guys on there was like, he says, I was in a quiz the other day and I got a question wrong, and it was so kind of pissed off that I got it wrong, and I said, that was a trick question. That. Yeah, because it was basically like, what's the national anthem of the UK?
Okay.
And what is it?
I can't remember it.
I can't remember the name. God Save Someone.
God Save the Queen.
Yes, right. That's what tripped him up. It's not God Save the Queen anymore, is it? It's Save the King.
Yes, if it's been
it has.
I know it
has.
It has now, right? Yeah.
If you Google it, it does come up with God Save the King.
Yeah, but I still would say God Save the Queen. To be honest, because she was my queen. Yeah, well, he's sort of not my king.
I'm hoping that he did. She might be like, I ain't saving her. Yeah. Like, never mind.
Well,
anyway,
was happy, wasn't he? Really?
Well, there you go. Thanks for listening. We've got that was a great conversation, I think. If you've got anything to add or you've heard anything extra on the topic, you've been to Peru, you've seen these aliens firsthand.
Any evidence?
Any evidence or anything you'd like to discuss about it, drop us a comment. We'll be happy to chat to you about it.
We could do an extra on it, a little bit extra if you've
I know there's a few people who will be listening who go, that's well bizarre. Yeah. So,
and it's still going on. That's the weirdest thing, you know what I mean? After about a month, I would have thought it would have been hidden up, covered up. The papers and the news wouldn't have give as much knowledge to it, but they've still got the little knowledge, but they're starting to take, the piss and stuff like that.
They're starting to take the piss.
Yeah, they're starting to put it a little bit Mickey. But really, they just need to get down to the conclusion, because don't forget, there was a 15-year-old girl who nearly got kidnapped out of all this.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And she actually got physically hurt through it. And she isn't the only one in the area, you know what I mean? So it's not a case of like, a hippo fucking had you, or, you got a monkey decides to throw a fucking rock at your head. It's something that needs to be clarified, and not just for their state or their village, but for all of us, to be honest, because if that kind of shit's been going on and persistently keeps going on, obviously we need to stop it, but obviously the authorities want to do what they've been doing with the UFOs and that, like, deny it, you know what I mean? But we need to clarify these stuff. Well, we do not know Earth as much as we think we do.
There we go. Well, I've got some shout outs
before
the news.
Shout out.
I'm going to give a shout out to well, I don't know what they've changed the name again. So you're always changing the screen name. So Silent Hill 66666.
Silent Hill.
Louisa, thank you so much for subscribing. Christianity Defender.
Christianity.
He's defending the Christianity. He's a nice guy, actually. Yeah. Compact Disc Player, or Holly.
Oh,
big shout out to Oliver.
Oliver.
Big shout out to Jess.
Jessa.
Big shout out to Josh.
Josh.
Big shout out to Alec Jag.
Alec Jag.
Big shout out to John.
Johnny.
Big shout out to who else was it? Joe.
Joe.
We're going to give a shout out to Benjamin. Also a big shout out to Ben.
Yeah.
We give a shout out to the Black Nun.
The Black Nun.
Yep, right, and a big shout out to April as well. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to Ryan as well. Big Scally G up a tree. Nice one for getting involved and helping support the show. You can help us out as well by going over to Spotify. We've got a subscription on Spotify, subscription over on TikTok with loads of extra content and awesome stuff. Well worth checking out. Oh, mate, the amount of content we put out for subscribers.
Oh yeah, no. It's like another show.
The level of effort we put into subscriber content is like second to none.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So worth checking out. Well, there you go. Moving on with the show, we've got some news, I think.
We have, but we got the riddle to finish first.
Yeah,
shit, did you forget about it?
Oh, yeah, I did actually. Right, okay. So you just like, yes, I'm getting a point. I'm getting a point here. Thank fuck for that. So, hang on. No, I didn't Google it. Shit. Wait, okay. So, give me the riddle again.
Right, so it's a girl falls off a 20-foot ladder and she doesn't hurt herself. How?
She was made of ice.
No, she was human.
She was human girl. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Really, you've stumped me on this one, Taylor. I've got to admit.
Yeah, well,
I'm succeeding. I'm giving you the point. What's the answer? Come on, give it over.
She fell off the bottom step.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she fell off the bottom step.
That doesn't matter. You insinuated that she fell off a 20-foot ladder.
She was on a 20-foot ladder.
Oh,
she was semantics. At the top of it. Exactly.
Well, I don't know if that's counted. I think we'll have to put that to the public because I mean, obviously I didn't get it, but I feel like I was tricked.
I said the question exactly how it should have been said.
I felt like I was gazumped. On that one.
Well, I don't.
Let me know, people at home. I'm going to give you the point. I'm not going to take away your point.
You can't take it. No,
but people at home, people at home, lend me your ears. Yeah. Do you think that Taylor was a bit sharky in that hole? Knowing what I know, knowing that he had a whole minute to find that riddle. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Did he just go for the first one? He thought, fuck you, this'll do. No, I don't know.
I wasn't going to use it at a point, but I thought, you know what? He might be that daft that he can't get it.
No, fuck you. This is not a case of that I was so daft I could get it. That was a trick question, and I know that's what riddles are. Yeah, but logical riddles are like, you can use your lateral thinking and common sense to work it out.
Yeah.
That... You could argue that you could work that out.
Also argue that you forgot about it for...
No, because, it's all kind of down to interpretation. So, my answer of she fell on a mattress... could have been a reasonably perfect answer if the riddle creator decided that was the answer.
Yeah.
Anyway,
obviously the riddle creator.
I'm gonna fucking proper get you next week. Trust me. Watch, you're never getting this one. Never. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, guys at home, what do you think of Taylor's riddle? Does he deserve the point?
I deserve.
Am I just a dumbass? Yeah. We'll find out. People will tell me. They'll just go, "You're just a dumbass." Guess. He's just a dumbass. Anyway, with the news, we've got the news coming up.
We have
more proof that we talk dumb.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's the news. Oh yeah, we've looked around the World Wide Web as usual to find the nosiest, nosiest. We're nosy newsers.
We are.
Yeah, we don't investigate the news. We just want to know about it.
We do.
We just want to find out what's going on in the world. I found this story kick off the news.
Mm-hmm.
AirPods. AirPod tags. Have you seen them?
No.
They're kind of like tracking devices. but that are made by Apple, right? And these little discs, you can stick them on things. But a lot of stories I always hear, that people are using these for nefarious purposes. So they'll stick an AirTag on your car or on your purse and track you. This is a story that is basically the opposite. So AirTags, Apple AirTags have helped catch thieves who stole over $1 million.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh man.
Burglars in the UK. A burglar in the UK was caught after stealing a suitcase containing an Apple AirTag, which led to the police to his location. The theft was reported. The burglars took a totaling over $1 million worth of stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, so the Apple AirTag was built primarily to help people find their belongings, in case they lose them. But it's a small device, and it's about the quarter, the size of a quarter, or 50 pence piece.
Yeah.
They've made headlines because most people have had them used against them, like I say. But in this instance, it's actually done a service and helped somebody recover their items and jail a criminal. So I thought that was pretty cool.
But do you think the odds on that are good?
How do you mean?
You catch the odd criminal here and there, but most of the time it's being used in.
Well, let's face it. I mean, when have you ever seen GPS trackers used in anything other than espionage movies, or you're tracking someone because you think they're doing something nefarious or untoward?
Exactly,
then you would generally use a tracker because you don't trust somebody's movements. Right. So the idea that these tracking devices are just freely or readily available to anyone who wants to buy one now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's crazy that spyware, if you like, or spy
devices,
tech, is now just commonplace in the mainstream. It's if you wanted to kind of do a bit of home reconnaissance, you can probably do it.
I might set up my new agency.
You could do. Yeah, you could set up an agency. Do you know what I mean? I always had this idea of doing undercover photography. And cheating husbands and stuff like that. Just taking pictures from a Nissan Micra.
Yeah,
with my packet of Watsits and then waiting.
Car all night.
Yeah, on a stakeout.
Sweating like fuck.
That'd be amazing. Staking out people. Yeah, that'd be funny. Let's do that.
Innit?
Well, come on, we've just started up a new business.
Be a new agency here, then.
What, Gaz and Taylor's detective agency?
That's the one.
Something like that. And have you got a news story you want to talk about?
I have actually. Of an old photo that actually from 4chan.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and
this is his big news. He couldn't even save it to NASA News at the end. He had to just pull it out of the bag straight away.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you we were talking about this earlier. So you asked me to pull up this photograph because it's something that's gone up on 4chan as what are they describing? They're basically saying that this was a picture of an alien. Yeah. Right. Essentially.
Yeah.
This alien photo got put up on 4chan. And they reckon it's the reason why 4chan got shut down.
Yes.
So go and explain away.
Well, and it was supposed to have been, fake and all this, and for a while it's gone, really fake. But it seems to be, it possibly is true. There seems to be, it's been used.
We talked about similar thing last week, a couple of weeks ago, right? A piece of video that was offered up as evidence in Congress hearings, as evidence to support the UFO, the alien thing that's going on at the moment, right? So if that was the case, and we looked at that video, we said that video's old, it's been around in the zeitgeist for so long, people have kind of questioned it and said it was a fake or a hoax or whatever for so long, and now it's being presented. Now, as a ufologist or somebody who's, just getting into it, all of this evidence or what we can perceive as evidence is new evidence. To a fresh mind who's never seen any of it before. It's all brand new. Right? Whether it's real or not, is a different matter.
He's going to be questioned.
But just because it's presented to Congress, right, as evidence, now they can take that opportunity to then turn around and say, well, X, Y, Z or ABC we don't know about, we can't answer, but the rest of the alphabet we can answer. This is all that's a hoax, that's plot, that's kind of like a weather balloon, that's whatever, right, and they've got the chance there to argue this evidence, right? Now what I'm getting at is we're going to see a lot of stuff that we already know is bogus, right, coming into the frame and saying, why is this not being investigated? And they'll go, well, I think you'll find it did get investigated, it's a complete hoax. But to that fresh mind, that person who's never seen any of this evidence before, or is now taking an interest in it, it's all new. Do you know what I mean? We might be 20, 30, 40 years old at this point, but it's all new evidence. So at the end of the day, you're about to tell me now that they presented this photograph as evidence at Congress, aren't you?
Yeah, which it can be considered then as it's being used as evidence from
the interesting part is that it got shut 4chan shut down, right? This photograph, it looks like something out of a computer game. I'm not going to argue. It looks like it's CG generated.
And this is where all the fakeness was coming up over the time period until.
Because it looks like the using the CG technology of the day. If you like, that sort of plasticky look to it. Now, I'm not dismissing the photograph because I mean, what I can see,
it's possible.
It's possible, or it's a yes or no answer.
It's a fence one.
So
most of it is.
Potentially, it could be something, but again, it could be nothing. But like I say, what I think we'll find over the next coming months and years is established hoax evidence or supposed evidence, and no matter what it is, if it's got an alien on the tin, it's going across that table. Right. So you'll see stuff coming over, and it'll be kind of stuff that you've seen for years and years and years. But don't take that as just because it's going across the Congress's desk that now it's considered genuine evidence. Do you know what I mean? Like in this case,
it's just put the photo up a little more of a prop that it could be more.
I think that the thing that kind of gives it more weight is the fact that it got 4chan shut down. If that was the reason why it was shut down or taken down, I don't know. But if anyone wanted to shed a bit more light on that, that'd be quite interesting.
It would actually.
I've got this story about a US driver who was pulled over for having an interesting passenger in his car. So the police in Norfolk, in Nebraska, responded to a call that a man was driving down the highway with a cow.
Oh!
So, his car was basically, it was half, tipping over, but basically this was, they were stunned to discover a local man with a huge a Watsu, is it? I think that's how you say it, I don't know, bull, basically riding shotgun in his vehicle. He'd totally kind of adapted the car. He'd put a kind of a bullpen fence on the door, removed the roof and half the windscreen, and was driving down the road.
It's a mad cat. I actually seen the video of it yesterday.
Yeah, the video is available. I'll post that on social. But basically, the officers received a call referencing a car driving down through town that had a cow in it. So Captain Chad Reitman,
the wife,
told the news that they went off and tried to, apprehend. But they were a bit stunned when they saw a full-on bull, huge antlers sticking out of the car.
I mean, the first thing I thought was, if that goes over, the bull's
good. The bull's fucked, basically, isn't it?
The bull's going to be meat, basically, and the guy's probably going to fuck himself a lot as well with it, because it was a wind. It was a Watsuis
bull, right, which is a breed of cattle famous for its huge, gigantic horns. The driver was identified as Lee Mayer, and nearby police basically performed a traffic stop on his car. and told him that the bull wasn't allowed, but it was named Howdy Doody.
Howdy Doody.
Yeah, that's what the bull was called. Officers wrote him some warnings, and
couple of tickets,
give him a warning. Said it wasn't a suitable vehicle to be transporting a bull anywhere. His car's been basically like he basically kitted it out so the bull could be a passenger in the car. Yeah, so.
Didn't check it with the local authorities first,
maybe.
Where he should.
I don't know. Maybe it was just because it was an unusual sight. Maybe that they checked the car over and thought, well, actually, it's adequate.
Yeah.
But the fact is, sir, you're not allowed to be driving down the freeway with livestock in your vehicle.
It's supposed to be a shotgun, not a cow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they call it shotgun.
So, I thought that was hilarious. But, we've got love a good animal story.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
definitely.
ones where it's kind of like, do you know when you see a dog hanging out of the window down the motorway and it's loving life? And it's just like, imagine a bull doing that.
Oh,
like,
Well, I don't have to now because I've seen it now.
Getting the rush of wind in its horns.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, well, the bull did seem a bit happy, you know what I mean? He did seem...
Never been taken on a ride.
Imagine if he tried to run off it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he just want to ride... Or then again, when he wants to shit as well, you've got to carry that bit with you.
Well, we're in the van, in the car. If he does one in the car. Oh, mate, seriously.
Yeah, there is loads of problems with it, so
there definitely is.
No cows.
He might have a trapdoor. You never know.
Well,
But that caused skids on the motorway and more lethal crashes.
Yeah,
See, there's holes in this. There's definitely holes in it.
There's definitely holes.
Here's another story that might tickle your funny bone. A large-scale gambling ring was uncovered in Minford, United States, after police raid the backyard volleyball games.
What?
So, have you ever seen that film, The Casino, or The House, with Will Ferrell? That's what it reminded me of. It's like they've opened a casino in the house.
Yeah.
Two people were charged after officers burst into what appeared to be a large gathering for a volleyball tournament. But the Minford police said it was a large-scale gambling operation. They're playing volleyball. Volleyball for cash. Police found cash and cards strewn across the picnic tables in an illegal concession stand, even complete with chips and alcohol. They even laid out the spread, man. You got to give them. They were good hosts.
So they're getting done for tax instead of there was no drugs, there was no guns.
Yeah.
So just money.
It was probably just because they're not getting. Well, no, because there's some.
Tax, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't say it was all about tax because there's some states in America that they have they're very prohibition in some states. Yeah. So you're not allowed to kind of gamble, or gambling's illegal in some states.
Oh yeah, totally.
So you can't even buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
To that extent, so I mean, I think that's probably what the case was. But finding large amounts of cash and stuff like that, obviously, we can't be having this. People having fun.
And do the cops keep it as well?
I don't know. Probably
the cops keep it.
Well, anyway, they've They basically just says we just want it to stop. Said Deputy Chief Robert.
What, having fun?
Yeah, stop. We just want people to stop having fun.
Yeah.
There's better way to make money.
Yeah.
Well, it's not about making money. It's about spending money and having a laugh with friends and socialising,
and if you get a bonus of winning something.
Exactly, yeah. Sometimes it's just the thrill.
Yeah, exactly. It's the thrill of the chase.
Thrill of the bet, right. But there were 2 arrested and charged, including the homeowner, which was a house on Franklin Street. When the police searched the property, they seized over $10,000 in cash. Well, no, it doesn't sound... Well, I mean, $10,000 in cash is still pretty good going. And they're saying that there's better ways to make money. I don't know. Well, 10 grand's all right.
Yeah, true.
Well done.
Yeah.
They got it seized, but
I expected a lot more money than that.
Maybe,
50, 60, 100 grand.
It depends how long they've been doing it. Could have just been a couple of days, weeks, I don't know, and this is just the start and they got busted.
That's true, or it's already been transferred to somewhere else. In case they did get busted. Some of these people are smart.
Not that smart. Yeah, I mean, volleyball. Some people will just bet on anything.
It worked, though. That's the thing. It worked. And they got done for it.
Well, then, like they say, well, actually, here's an answer to your question, because the police were watching the situation for months. And also a few neighbours were involved, and they were complaining that there was music was very high.
So was a fucking neighbour.
And a very high volume of traffic going into the house. So there was about 100 people there every night, neighbours said, and it was a lot of people. It's illegal, and they don't have to do it there. So, like, you know, obviously, it's like I don't think they were too bothered about the fact that they were trying to make money. It was just that it was a residential area as well. Do you know what I mean?
That's where their whole system collapsed down.
Well, you need to get your neighbours involved, get them in, croupier-ing, or, you know, serving drinks or dancing.
Might have been a few who were and then lost all the money and went, I'll get them back.
Do you know what? That would not be surprising, actually, where some people would just be like, yeah, fuck you, mate. I've lost so much money, I'm going to get you done.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, that's probably why they were, Bastards. Anyway, moving on. Have you got any other stories?
I have. Burger King.
What about? I've heard about. I know of Burger King.
Yeah.
Home of the Whopper.
Oh, that's the one. It is. But now it looks like Burger King are going to.
Wait a minute. Do you know what they call a Royale with cheese in France?
Royale with cheese?
No.
What then?
La Big Mac. No, I'm joking. No, I say that's from Pulp Fiction, isn't it? It's like, what do they call a quarter pounder in France? And he says the Royale with cheese.
Yeah, that's
the one.
Yeah.
Because of the metric system. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
System.
I know of Burger King. You're just making me hungry. Stop it.
Well, Burger King look like they're going to face a legal claim over the size of their Whopper.
Well, yeah, because it's not... It's not Whopper. Well, look, right, whenever I've been for a Whopper, right, I always seem to... They just give me a small burger, right, And then, I'm like, am I getting the junior Whopper by mistake? Because this seems small. It doesn't live up to the Whopper name. Do you know what I mean?
This is why.
And I've got no disrespect to Burger King because they do make a tasty burger, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, they make a tasty burger.
I haven't had one for a while, but yeah.
But what I will say is they're not big enough. Now, but I did have a Whopper not long ago. Yeah, right. And it wasn't as bad. It was massive, got to admit.
Now, let me ask you this then. When you went in and had a look at the menu, did it look big?
They always do. The difference, this is the problem with takeaway, right? When have you ever gone to a takeaway or even a chain restaurant like a Subway or a McDonald's or KFC or any of those places?
Loads more out.
And Wendy's, Jack in the Box, Big Kahuna Burger. Sorry, I'm Pulp Fiction. Anyway, if you've been to one of these places and you look at the menu and it always looks fucking delicious, but it doesn't look anything like that, or it kind of looks like a squashed, pasty version of that, right? That's what it... I mean, but if you went in there and they put the truth up on the board, you'd probably go, I don't fancy any of this, and walk out.
No.
Yeah? So they've got to make it look appetizing. Some of the tricks that photography uses to create appealing, appetizing looking food is really kind of like weird. I mean, it's trickery, exactly. Yeah. So some of the stuff
as well, and
if you actually were to eat that burger, it's probably got stuff in it that's not good for you because it's under studio lights all day or whatever, getting photographed or for a while.
And a lot of it ain't actually like
it's
meat and burger. It's like foam.
They might stick pieces of cardboard in there to stiffen it up, or they might, do you know when you ever see like the spray on when you see a can of Coke in an advert and it's got that residue on it and it's straight out the fridge. Yeah. That's done with like what's that stuff called? It's like sugar water kind of. Sort of like a glycerin. Yeah, right. But not nitroglycerin, but like something else like that. Right. And they just basically spray it, and it sets. Yeah, and so it looks like you've got these droplets on them, but you're not kind of constantly fighting these types of things. There's loads of different tricks that food photographers use, especially.
But they're not the only ones. Everyone uses tricks these days. It's just trying to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's you're basically selling a very polished version of your product that you never get one like that. No. Yeah, this is the difference, and like I feel like Burger King, they're getting Trade Description Act against them.
Basically, the judges said it's been ruled against them that they have to explain why on their menu it's a big juicy burger, but then when you go to actually pick the burger up, it's like a little floppy fucking I don't know.
Yeah, because it's basically you mis-selling
exactly.
a product. Yeah. I think they should be held accountable for that sort of stuff, and then at least kind of sell exactly what you describe.
You know the only way to do that? There is a way to do it. There's only one way to do it. Don't go there until they actually serve you what you are looking at.
Yeah, but it's too convenient. That's
exactly,
the difference.
That's
and most
the
people, it's like with all willing in the world, the people who actually care is a small percentage. So that amount of sales isn't going to really cripple a big company like that. Yeah. So it'd have to be a global decision. Yeah. Everybody to stop using them because they've done something really ethically wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's it.
And unfortunately, it's like the whole argument about the size of chocolate bars. Yeah. So it's like the idea that you can take away 13% of a product and your customer won't notice. Yeah. You can only do that for so long before you're now giving them a fun size and still charging them for a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's basically where we are with a lot of stuff now, because you can only take away 13% so many times before you've taken away 50%. Everything. Yeah, or 70% or whatever. And it's like, that was a trick they used to try and get around kind of putting the price up by just reducing size. But we've got to a point now where it's like, well, you're not giving us anything, but you still want us to pay £1.
Yeah, but also between that time as well, there was one guy who owned 50% of Cocoa, and he deliberately held it so the price would go up.
Yeah, so that's creating supply and demand, isn't it, really? Exactly. Like, that's a bit sharky.
Well, it's the one person in the way to stop progress for everything else. You know what I mean?
Stopping chocolate.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Here's a story for you. Radioactive pigs.
All right.
Yeah, they're wreaking havoc in Germany, apparently.
Right.
True story, yeah. Okay. These are highly radioactive pigs. Got to say, they're not just radioactive, they're highly radioactive.
Fucking walking?
In the forest of southern Germany, they're basically roving bands of wild boar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're wreaking havoc, basically. The shaggy-haired pigs, they're known to bite and chase humans, right? They've got tusks, highly protective, right, of their young, as well as being kind of like, incredibly radioactive. Yeah. They've been deemed unsafe to eat, because they're basically, they've been drenched in radioactivity.
How?
I don't know. So basically, right, it sounds like something off fucking like, like a mad computer game or whatever, but they've basically been working to understand why these pigs are irradiated, and luckily some new research has offered the answers to why the swine are imbued with radiation.
Oh, right. That's sweet.
The little nuclear pig bombs, honestly, right? So a study published on Wednesday in a Journal of American Chemical Society found that nuclear weapons testing across the globe released enough fallout into the atmosphere to irradiate the wild pigs.
Into the ground, you eat the stuff from the ground.
Well, yeah, and I suppose if they've been doing certain a lot of testing in one specific area. So I would be. So there was a case in Chernobyl, around Chernobyl in Ukraine.
The dogs.
The dogs. Yeah, exactly. The dogs, so the dogs who weren't evacuated from the area, who carried on living there, survived and bred, have now created a radioactive dog that's native to the area. Right. And
probably going to be used
if there's enough fallout, then like you say, it's getting into the wildlife, into the ecosystem. So these pigs, but the fact that they're so highly irradiated and surviving, is another kind of interesting thing, isn't it? So the findings further underscore the dangers of nuclear testing and the weapons for the countries around the world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously, the fact that people are still testing nuclear weapons, we're going on about kind of saving the Earth. This is a big part of it. Do you know what I mean? By not doing these things, then you're kind of not releasing shit into the atmosphere. To be honest, I think there's a lot of things about releasing things into the atmosphere at the moment that they just don't need to do. They wish they could stop doing this. I saw a story about what was it? Vaccine carrying mosquitoes.
Yeah, in
right.
Florida,
so
yeah.
in Florida, they've apparently been releasing vaccinated mosquitoes into the atmosphere from helicopter, and these mosquitoes are travelling around biting people, unwillingly passing on the vaccine.
With no
well, they're not giving permission, obviously, and they're saying, well, it's wildlife.
Wildlife doing it.
But it's not. They've GMO'd them the back out of those fucking insects and sent them back into the atmosphere. Now that's dangerous on so many levels.
So much.
Ethically, I feel like that's quite a bad thing to do anyway.
And
because it's like, oh, you don't want to get vaccinated, do you? Oh, right, we're going to make you. Do you know what I mean? Crazy talk.
That's just...
maybe it might be a bit kind of more subtle with the idea that you might get bit by a couple of mozzies and then you're immune. But at the end of the day, like, it's like...
Everyone has different effects to the...
True, actually,
you know what I mean? Look at the people that have been affected through COVID. You know what I mean?
Long COVID, neurological problems and all the rest of it.
Still don't know a lot of answers.
It's interesting stuff. But we're messing around with wildlife too much, I think, and that is the point. Rather introducing stuff into the world purposely or by accident, like these fucking nuclear pigs.
Well, that's true. Yeah, but then on that, they could be benefits.
That was my pig noise.
It's not going to be benefits through the mosquitoes, really, apart from a few, maybe a million people.
True that, indeed. Found this story. Have you got any? You've got more stories.
I've got they believe they have found the first robot ever.
Right, a brick.
3rd century BC in Greek.
Oh, right, okay.
Basically it was like a statue of a man.
Yeah.
And they used like water to make the man pour from the jug right into the actual cup.
Is that? Would you consider that robotics?
They've considered it now.
But that isn't that just like using? That's more like engineering, isn't it? I suppose it's like it is kind of more engineering in the sense that, you know, not robotics in the sense, but
but it's probably to do with the parts within it. You know what I mean? That it might be more technical.
Cogs within cogs.
Yeah, you know.
Maybe.
But it's stunned scientists, apparently.
Well, because these water wheels... Do you know what I mean? Water wheels have been an invention for so long, so why is that not considered like a robot, or if not, you know, we're not talking... It's a robot means, you know, the actual meaning of the word robot. Do you know what it is?
I can't remember.
It means slave.
Right, yeah.
So the word robot, I think it's Slovakian for slave.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So, you know, the idea that we build these things to be autonomous, to do labour. Yeah. Like, you know, stuff as early as the wheel, cog within a cog.
That's true.
Yeah, is something that we are building to make our lives easier. So why is that not considered a robot?
Well, there has to be a fine line, doesn't there, really, on both.
But but some knobhead can come along and say this statue, because it moves its arm with water.
Some scientist is looking and going, you know what, this is a computer.
Sorry to call you a knobhead, I don't mean that.
There must be a certain definition of it between that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Is it just because it's actually like human, it's presented as a human rather than an actual
it's a
object?
Slave, isn't it, really? It's a slave to just pour water and then just stand there and pour water.
Slave.
Yeah, instead of, which they did use slaves for water boys back then. So
fair point. All right, well, we'll have that. That first robot ever.
Scientists are.
Scientists are saying it anyway, so there you go. Chicago TV news crew.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'll say that again. A Chicago TV news crew.
Right, yeah.
Was robbed at gunpoint.
Oh, shit.
Whilst reporting about a string of robberies.
Oh, well.
That's ironic, that, isn't it? So the Chicago TV news crew reporting on a string of robberies ended up being robbed themselves after they were accosted at gunpoint by 3 armed men wearing ski masks.
Oh my day!
It's like, look, this is what we're talking about live on the air right now.
Yeah, that'd be so.
It's like if we got home invaded right now. They'd probably take the mixer, to be honest, so you probably wouldn't see the light of day. But like, you know what I mean? I wonder if they were live and it was on. I'm going to see if I can try and find that.
Yeah,
because if it was live, that would have been TV gold. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, obviously it must have been a really scary experience. But basically, this was a Spanish language station, which is called Univision Chicago. Said the reporter and the photographer were filming just around 5 a.m. on Monday in Chicago, in West Town neighborhood. When three masked men brandishing firearms robbed them and took all the television camera and other items.
So there's not going to be any video of it?
Well, no, if it was live, they would have been.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
If it was being filmed for edit, then, like, probably not. They would have had it.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, and obviously they might have took it because they might have thought they were on film.
That's true.
Anyway, do you know what I mean?
And then dumped it around the corner.
Is this live? And then just, it's live. Oh, well, fuck it.
Go home, have an interview. Yeah, I was the one who robbed.
I know, still connected to the network. Like, he's like, come on, boys, we're off.
Or he's just about to do a drug deal and you just run around in the corner. It's like, right, there you go.
It's like that AirTag thingy story at the top of the show, at the top of the news, where it's like, oh, yeah, the robbers were tracked back to the apartment because they'd left the camera running. Yeah. Like, that had been a better story, to be honest, well, we best move on because I've still got quite a lot to talk about here. Yeah. This is a beautiful story. Missing dog reunited with Arizona family after 12 years.
Oh, man.
Littlest hobo.
Oh, shit.
Eat your heart out. 12 years.
That's most of its life.
I know, yeah. So animal control officers in Arizona said the dog was picked up as a stray. Yeah. Was scanned for microchips and found that it had been missing from a family home for almost 12 years. They returned it back, said basically Animal Care and Control said a Facebook post that officers recently picked up about a senior dog who appeared to be a little shy and kind of sad, but never wagged his tail. And then was reunited.
Oh, beautiful entry.
Obviously, with his previous family. Our field officers drove 15-year-old Milton back to his home and said that found his owners before opening the kennels. Milton knew he was home. He just knew it.
Oh, shit.
It's even though he was really old, he moved really fast. Opened the kennel, Milton saw his family and instantly started wagging his tail. Clearly excited to be reunited with the family. Oh, that is so beautiful. I'm so happy Milton got to find his way home.
And it's good for a scientific thing.
That's why he was sad.
Yeah, because we can prove now that the dogs have emotions.
They have emotions. This is bullshit that people think. Somebody said to me in one of the lives a couple of days ago, they said, oh, but they don't have any feelings, so it's okay. And I was like, well, I'm not sure about that. I think animals do have feelings. Yeah.
Pinch it.
Yeah.
It has a feeling.
If it hurts, if it can be inflicted pain on it, can feel joy as well.
It cowers it. It's showing emotion if it's...
Now, I mean, obviously, I'm not saying, that's bollocks and being aggressively negative about it. You know, people can have right to their opinions. But what I'm saying is I don't think that's true. I think all animals feel something.
Yeah.
If you hit a dog, it's going to whimper.
Yeah,
because it's it's being hurt. So that's a good indication that it's going to feel joy as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't have one without the other. There you go.
That's the one. It's so true.
Well, great that Milton found his way home because Milton's an absolute fucking legend in my book. Here's another quick story, and then we'll have to bail on to NASA news shortly. But Dallas apartments evict a tenant, throw all their belongings in a dumpster, but they'd evicted the wrong person.
Oh shit!
Basically,
big time.
They'd evicted the wrong tenant. Throwing all of his belongings in a dumpster. So this was basically, a man said everything he and his daughter owned was thrown in a dumpster after the managers basically emptied his apartment by accident, ordering maintenance to clear it out for rental. So it turns out the apartment that they managed obviously had the wrong unit number, and the man says that basically they just destroyed his whole life. Threw all of his stuff, not only his stuff, but his 9-year-old daughter's belongings, clothing items, groceries. They cleared the whole refrigerator out, took all of the food, right down to the shower curtain.
Oh my days, man.
So the items weren't stolen. They were just thrown in a dumpster, ordered by the management.
Oh shit, and thrown in, so electricals could get
probably it would have been
destroyed.
Like yeah, there's not. Right. I mean, at the end of the day, if that's a mistake, and this guy and his daughter have ended up paying for it. Yeah. That's personal items, photographs, everything. That's horrifying. Do you know what I mean? Imagine coming home from work and finding your apartment's just been emptied.
I'm suing unless I have that apartment for free for at least the next 5-10 years. You know what I mean? Then I
mean, I don't know. What would you guys do about it? It's an interesting one because
complicated.
It's a complicated situation. I mean, how can you put a price tag on all those memories and personal items? It's such a hard
violation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think I'd be satisfied with just a bit of free rent.
No,
to be honest.
No, maybe a couple of quid on top of it as well. No hassle, I get everything free. You're paying my tax and the...
Well, then it'd be like you basically got to kit my place back out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Firstly.
Totally, yeah.
Then that's not even like all the fucking stuff.
I'm going to add more to it as well.
All the stuff that I didn't have, but I do now.
Like a car. Anyway. Oh, what a new car.
Let's just see what other quick stories. Right, yeah, so we're into NASA news now anyway. So have you got any NASA stories that you want to talk about?
I have. You remember India last week?
Yes.
They landed on the moon.
Yes, well, they've been probing, haven't they, today?
They have. Well, today, over the last couple of days, they've now sent another rocket up.
They're not fucking about, are they?
No, to the sun now.
Oh, right, they're going to try and land on the sun. I don't think it's going to work as well. Honestly, I think it might... They might end up with some chicken nuggets.
I think it's...
burnt chicken nuggets.
It's just going to be a satellite around the sun to, find out more about the environment and how it's actually affecting us.
Oh, I tell you now, it's hot.
It is.
It might be a bit hot up there. Well, they're not messing about, India, when it comes to space stuff at the minute. India's moon rover has completed its first walk. Scientists are now analysing the data and looking for signs of frozen water. So, not messing about, are they?
No.
Well, that's interesting. See what India should continue to do now. I think it's they're trying to establish themselves very quickly.
To be honest, I think they're doing a really good job at the minute. To be honest.
And like I said, I was really impressed with the speech about humanity and stuff like that.
And the price as well. It's a lot cheaper than any other countries that put up. So it's like, and it's not a case of one rocket every couple of months or couple of years. It's like one every week. You know what I mean?
Well,
so we're getting there.
Well, people are going up now. There's a presence in space quite often, all the time now, isn't there?
It's getting a bit busier now.
It's getting busier, and no wonder if the aliens are coming down. We're attracting a bit of attention.
Oh, yeah, at
5:19 a.m. Eastern, is it EDT?
Yeah.
What's that?
Eastern Daytime.
Eastern Daytime, all right. A hatch opened between SpaceX Dragon spacecraft named Endeavour and the International Space Station. The Crew 6 mission with astronauts Stephen Bowen, Woody Hallberg, along with United Arab Emirates astronauts. They've sent a Sultan.
Right.
One of them's a Sultan. And a few other guys. There's quite a few astronauts. There's only 2 American astronauts, as we said last week.
Yeah.
They've all gone up to the International Space Station. Do you think they've sent this Sultan guys up there for financial reasons? Like he said, I want to go to space.
Well, no, I think they're looking at doing their own as well. So if they get experience from NASA,
I see. Okay, I see where they're coming from.
Yeah, they've got more information there, and then they can actually do deals together as well.
Well, actually, like if they're airing the live coverage, or they aired the live coverage of the about 7 a.m. this morning, followed by the unlocking coverage and undocking coverage of the Crew 6 returning. We'll continue audio as well throughout. So
successful. Hopefully, it's going to be a successful delivery.
Have you got any more? I've got one more NASA news story.
I've got one on a meteorite that was found in the ocean at the coast of Papua New Guinea, which they believe is the first outer solar system object that's actually landed on our planet in the ocean.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so they're trying to find that.
Well, they found metal pieces and they've examined, and it looks like
it's a UFO.
It's come from out of our solar system, and it's the first one that we found
on planet.
on Earth. Yeah,
that's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. I found this another amazing story just to end the show.
Yeah.
So James Webb Telescope.
Oh yeah.
It's captured a distant whirlpool galaxy.
All right.
In stunning detail in new images. The European Space Agency said that it hopped on the telescope observation and couldn't shed a light on how the energy poured out of the star into their surrounding environment. But now they can, because they've got mega photographs of it.
Yeah.
So these are stunning images of a distant whirlpool galaxy. And they've been released by NASA's James Webb Telescope. So the picture of M51, to give it its more popular name, has been shared amongst astronomers and photographers alike for decades, but they've never been able to work out why.
Yeah.
It does what it does. The galaxy is about 27 million light years away from Earth, in the Canis Vectic constellation, and sometimes it can be seen by from our planet at night. But it gets its whirlpool galaxy moniker thanks to a deep red and orange light it emits in a spiral.
Yeah.
Like at the edge, it's kind of bright white. Yeah. So it kind of looks like water circling a drain.
Yeah.
But basically, they've said that the dark red parts in the galaxy are warm, dustier regions, whilst complex molecules are forming in tiny particles of dust, giving out light. Yeah, so they're creating energy.
Yeah.
The orange and yellow bits are where the gas is turned into ions, and they get charged by particles and form new stars.
That's right.
Yeah. The images are really beautiful as well, and like I say, it kind of opens a bit more information to why these things do what they do and why we see what we see.
Yeah.
So I mean, James Webb again doing it big time.
Just gonna say, it's getting the photographs that it's coming out with in the video screen. It's just absolutely brilliant.
It's actually come up with another one. James Webb Telescope captures spectacular image of the final chapter of a star's life.
Yes,
but also offers dramatic images of reveals the moment a star is born.
Yeah.
So it's kind of seeing a lot of really cool stuff out there, and
it's
I think
just the beginning of it as well.
It's amazing that like how all the images that were taken by Hubble, were like invaluable in our understanding, but like James Webb's just smashing it, and producing so many amazing images.
And they're already in design for the next one as well, and that's going to be even
get it out there quick time.
Yeah. But it looks like it's about like 15 mirrors around like one, but it'd be separated, so they've got to work all them details.
Got to work out the kinks. I want it to be a big 360 camera. I want to see all angles, and I want to get you a clear photo of the Earth. To put all those flat Earth bollocks to bed.
That's true.
Anyway,
it's on a turtle, isn't it?
Well, there you go. I want to see the turtle's head.
Yeah.
Pooking out. I got a turtle's head poking out.
Oh, no, not again.
My baby back, ribs. Anyway, right, that's the end of the show. We'll be back next week.
Oh, yeah.
For another exciting episode with who knows what we're going to be talking about. You'll find out.
Yeah, you will. Yeah. If you come back next week.
Oh, God, what was that?
Oh, that was me.
I thought there was a boom. massive boom in the
Even
aliens.
Though that still goes on.
That happens. Yeah, we might be talking about it very soon. Who knows? Anyway, we'll be back next week. We were available on all social media platforms, so we're on X or for the app formerly known as Twitter. Yeah. Like that's what I think they're trying to do.
Yeah, what? They're trying to do a print?
They're trying to pull a Prince. Yeah, it's like we're on it because nobody calls it X. Like they call it Twitter. Yeah, right. So I'm on the app formerly known as Twitter. We're on Instagram, which is still known as Instagram. It is. We're also on TikTok. We're on, all the podcast platforms, wherever you get your podcast. YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, iHeartRadio, Alexa, Google Podcasts, Amazon Prime, everywhere. Fucking hell. Yeah. Do you want? Just Google us. Yeah. You'll find us. Don't worry about it. Us, yeah, we're like first.
Big and fat in the air in the top corner.
We're like electronically charged fog.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Like we stick to you.
Yeah.
Like shit.
Stick to you like
like, anyway. Yeah. Well.
Can't get rid of us.
Yes. We look forward to seeing you again next week. We do. And we'll be back again for another great episode. So hopefully we'll see you there. I've been Gaz.
I've been Taylor.
We'll see you next time. Peace.
Out of space.